We're going to record this. Okay, perfect. I think we're recording. So, yeah, let me welcome everyone here this evening. First of all, I want to just say welcome to all of you celestial humans, and that is who is here this evening. There was a call put out, as you know. Hold on, can you guys see me? Can you see me? Yeah, just let me know if you could see me. Perfect. Hey, Dr. Jean, how are you? Okay, so first I want to welcome everyone to this, let's say, amazing presentation module that I've put together. The last time I actually hosted this was about nine years ago, 2011. So it's been almost 10 years since I've done this. And there's a reason, because not everyone has the, let's say, the level of DNA that's already been morphogenetically connected to understand the information that I'm about to share with you, let alone the activations and the techniques that you're all about to experience. So, I know it's a Friday night, so I salute you for being here, everyone. And I just want to say thank you. And it's going to be an amazing journey. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box, okay? And I'll see them. The most important thing here is I'm going to first explain to everybody what the flame body DNA activations are. But more importantly, I'm going to just give you a major download on where this information and techniques came from, because you should always, it doesn't matter, what meditation, what healing technique, what energy technique you're doing, if whoever you learned it from or taught it to you cannot specifically say and show you where these frequencies and body of knowledge came from, you should always be mindful and, always discern. So there are going to be slides that I'm going to show you. You may seem they're heavy, multidimensional physics, but within each slide holds a morphogenetic imprint, an energy signature behind that slide. And the sequence of the slides in itself is going to stimulate and help activate your DNA. So, without further ado, I'm going to begin because we have a very full schedule. I'm going to take it very slowly. I'm not going to rush through this because it's more important that you feel the energy, not just behind the slides, but you feel the energy behind my words. Because you may not understand everything that I'm saying. You may not understand the specific, let's say, verbiage and language, but just close your eyes in times that you feel like, whoa, Jerry's losing me. Just feel, sense the energy behind my words, okay? And listen, out of the 7.5 plus billion people on this planet, this special group are the only ones on this planet at this space-time coordinate that's even going to be receiving and going through this activation. So I salute all of you. And if you have any questions, just type it in the chat box and I'll do my best to answer it. Okay? Sounds fair. So I'm going to pop off now because you're probably sick of seeing me. And let's get into the flame body activations. Before I begin, let me welcome everyone that is here. So I want to welcome Ashley, Amanda, Dr. Ashton, Dr. Rashid, how you doing, buddy? Charlotte, Dr. Jean, Janice, Jennifer, Kimberly, and Lynette. Did I forget anyone? Oh, here we go. Rob, Ruth, Tisan. How are you, Tisan? And Ron and Viviana. Welcome. I'm very honored to be with you all on this journey. So let's begin. Okay, so first, I'm going to explain to you what a DNA template activation is. Okay, so you understand that everything, every life form on this planet, even the planet itself, goes through what's called a DNA template activation, because from now until 2052, the entire planet is going through what's called a stellar activation cycle, or let's just put it this way, it's the closing of the stargates in this system. Okay. However, the process of bringing these higher dimensional energies into the physical atomic body sometimes has some type of Herxheimer or an adverse effect, okay? Because we hold certain distortions within our DNA. Now, while all life forms on this planet have a certain level of DNA activations, not everyone, not everything holds the same energy. Otherwise, there would be more people that are on this module. Are you with me? So everyone here this evening chose to consciously co-create this process, not only with yourselves, but with a whole entire planet. All right. So just remember that everything is consciousness. Everything is energy. Everything exists within the source unified consciousness field. Nothing can ever be separate from source. Okay? So while we have this time together, let's experience these choices that we're making to activate our DNA. Now, what do these flame bodies? Can you hear me? Hello? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yes, I don't know why that is, but hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. When I start to, thank you, Dr. Ashton. Sometimes when I start to get the heats and my frequency starts to rise, the frequency that I'm anchoring starts to distort electronics. So if it begins to happen, please just let me know. Okay? So, what do the flame bodies do? So, these are a 20 technique sequence. Okay? So, over the next 6 weeks, we will do a total of 20 techniques. Each technique will be activating 12 subharmonics of each of the 12 dimensional frequency spheres that our consciousness actually resides in. This allows the potentiality for us to sufficiently accrete, meaning bring into our physical body, the process of cellular transmutation and biological stargate passage, which means we're bringing in these frequencies. Once we finish these 20 techniques, we're able to begin the process to prepare our body to transmute from physical atomic, when we choose, to light particles, meaning going through a stargate. Okay? We will also clear what are known as shadow body distortions. Okay? Now, shadow body distortions go back, let's say 200 to 250,000 years of incarnation. So everybody here, if you are here listening to me, we all have had at least 3,333 lifetimes on this planet, okay? And throughout those 3,333 lifetimes, we've picked up certain, we call shadow body distortions, okay? This goes way beyond, let's say, karmic imprints. This has to do with certain disharmonic frequencies that we have picked up over lifetimes, and we need to clear these, okay? And once we begin to do this and we finish this, we are actually source frequency generators, which means we are organic, biological source frequency generators. So we walk around this planet anchoring the most highest, most powerful frequencies imaginable. All right. And then for those of you that want to move into more advanced techniques, we're going to go into what are known as the lotus movement technologies later on, which are our lotus breathing movements, which we call logas. Okay. So, okay. So everyone asks, where does this intel come from? Okay. So this intel is also known as quantum morphogenetic physics. Okay. This is at the center. Okay. And quantum morphogenetic physics came from a pre-ancient, meaning pre-diluvian, pre-flood discovery known as the source disks. Now, for those of you that don't know what they are, if you've ever heard of the Dropa stones, you can Google the Dropa stones. These were similar to the Dropa stones, but they're more ancient, and let's say they contain more detailed, sophisticated information. So at the top right, you see one of the 1,000 Dropa stones that were found in, I believe, 1918 in China, in a cave in China. And these were actually stones, okay, circular stone discs. And as you could see on that top right, you see a little, what it looks like a zeta and alien language, as well as a sun in the middle. On the right, you see a depiction of a saucer, ET saucer. And on the left, you also see a depiction of what looks like to be a sphere with tentacles on it. Okay? Now, the Dropa stones contained massive amounts of information. So, the source disks, where the quantum morphogenetic physics intel came from a metallic alloy, which were probably 200 to 250,000 years older than the Dropa stones. Contemporary English language translations of this material of quantum morphogenetic physics came, well, let's just put it this way. The Mahabharata texts, okay, came from the D12 Mahabharata texts. These were very ancient sets of texts that actually were translated from these metallic source disks. So the closest thing on this planet to the D12 Mahabharata texts are the Hindu Mahabharata writings, okay, where they talk about Vishnu, Vimanas, flying cities. They talk about very advanced laser warfare. These were not myths. These were all true accounts of what people actually experienced. So there were a total of 560 books of the ancient Maharata texts, okay, which came from an even older set of ancient records that were stored on a set of, get this, 12 digital holographic alloy metallic discs, okay, that were manufactured in around 246,000 BC. Now, these are absolutely 100% real physical objects that have been kept in private um, custodial protected custody since the fall of Atlantis, which occurred in 9558 BC. Okay, and they've been 10 out of the 12 discs have been in protected custody in a private location on the island of Kauai, Hawaii, and the other two discs were recently found in, I believe, the 90s. Okay, there were two discs missing that were recovered, and what you see here in front of you is one of the two that were found, and that's the only picture on record of the discs. Okay, so this family line, okay, everyone wants to know who they were. They were they came from a race line called the Iani, okay, who were also known as the priests of Ur, which were another branch of a Yani family that were also known as the priests of Mua or Mu. Now, Mu was the continent of Lemuria that was in the Pacific hundreds and thousands of years ago that existed. And for many of you, if you want a map, I can show it to you. I can send it to you. But those that took the sacred sexuality course, there is a map, I believe, in there that I've showed of ancient Lemuria or Mu and Atlantis. Okay, so why haven't we heard of quantum morphogenetic physics? Well, and you're probably asking, well, what is it? It is simply the natural union of multidimensional physics and high level consciousness. Okay? They should have never been separated. And quantum morphogenetic physics represents a very ancient, advanced paradigm that was lost pre flood that included the multidimensional framework of existence, the multidimensional cosmic anatomy, our pre ancient history, and our purpose. Now, there's not many people that are on this module that remembers who they were, where they came from, what their actual mission is, and more importantly, do you know where you're going once you leave this planet? Those are very important questions that you must ask yourself. And quantum morphogenetic physics is connected to a bigger cosmic drama that's been hidden from us that I'm going to share with you. And here is one of the, let's say, hidden jewels of knowledge that we've been kept from. You know, our history dates back to 950 billion years ago. So modern science completely is way off when they said the universe, or the galaxy or the cosmos, universe, they usually say, they don't use the word cosmos, started 4.5 billion years ago. I mean, they're off by, let's say, 945 or 945.5 billion years. Okay, and this will all come to a climax between the time period of 2047 and 2052. Because during this time period is when there's a morphogenetic connection that is connected to Earth, known as Eartha, which is Earth's host planet in M31 Andromeda Galaxy. It's when Eartha actually pulls its connection from Earth due to the Milky Way galaxy becoming a quarantine finite life galaxy. Okay? So multidimensional, these physics, okay, quantum morphogenetic physics, this multidimensional physics and consciousness is based on what's known as the law of one. And this is simply a perspective that teaches that source is found in every single thing in the universe, okay? It really boils down to and acknowledges the interconnection, the interdependence, and the intrinsic value of all living consciousness things, okay? So nothing is separate from source. We all exist within the source unified consciousness field. Now, another question that I get asked is, well, who are the beings that actually created the disks, and who are the beings that actually created quantum morphogenetic physics? This is an amazing group, okay, of interdimensional beings that belong to the Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds. This is an interdimensional association of over 1,000 race lines throughout all of the cosmos that came together, whose primary mission and sole purpose is to protect and ensure that species discover their full genetic potential and their true spiritual enlightenment and multidimensional heritage. Okay. This is something that we lost and that we forgot. Okay. And here's the kicker: the original founders races, they simply have asked us to do this by activating our higher consciousness, our higher chakras, okay, which bring in higher dimensional frequency into our DNA. This is the key right here, because everyone is so rooted in the first and second and third chakras, which I admit ground you to Mother Earth. But in order to morphogenetically assemble your introns, your potential DNA, that 98% non-coding for protein genes, you must activate your higher chakras so that your higher chakras can bring in those higher dimensional frequencies. Are you all with me? Okay? Because the more you can do this, the more your body brings in higher oscillating frequencies. And by doing this, you plug it right back into the earth grids, where you help raise the oscillation frequency of the earth grids. Okay? This is one of the prime directives of why we are doing the flame body activations, because once you activate your flame body, you will be able to bring in the highest level of source frequencies into your physical atomic body, as well as the earth grids. Okay? Is everyone still with me? just uh, just because I go on these tangents, or these, yes, okay, these, okay, perfect. All right, I am trying my best to speak slowly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So now, much of what we're going to do, much of what you are going to experience and actually say and engage with and learn is the Anuhasi language. Okay. This language is the first. I knew that, Dr. Ashen. If anyone, Dr. Rashid probably gets it among everyone. So I didn't take that seriously, Ash. Okay, let's learn the Anuhasi language. First, what is the Anuhasi language? The Anuhasi language is the first spoken and written language in this 15-dimensional time matrix. Every single language on this planet has their origins in Anuhazi, including Aramaic, Sumerian, um, uh, you name it, Sanskrit, they all have their origins in Anuhazi. The closest language that was, let's say, spoken the most recently was the Anasazi Native American Indians. This was the uh, Native American Indians living in the four corner regions of North America, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, etc., etc. They lived from, I believe, 500 BC to 1500 AD, and they mysteriously left. They disappeared. They walked through a stargate. Anasazi means star people. Okay? So this was the closest. Okay. So this is the language you're going to start learning, because once you start to speak Anuhazi, remember, words and languages activate the DNA. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you begin to speak the first spoken and written language in this 15-dimensional time matrix? Your DNA is going to go bananas. No, in a good way. All right. All right. So we are going to begin. Okay. Many of you that know me will, or getting to know me, will often hear me talk about connecting to my, going vertical with my D12 avatar level of self. Okay. This is, everyone has their D12 avatar collective. This is you at that higher level of D10, 11, and 12. Okay. Now, do you want to call in your D12 avatar self? This is you, your level of conscious identity at that D12 level. And this is the invocation that actually brings in your D12 avatar self, also known as the Son, P-S-O-N-N, or Song. That is in Anuhazi. P-S-O-N-N means song in Anuhazi. And just to get a picture, there we are in the center. Okay, it's a terrible depiction, but it's the best we can do. We right now live in dimensions 1, 2, and 3, which is also known as harmonic universe 1 or density 1. We are known as the incarnate identity. Okay. Now, we are not souls. When people say, oh, your soul this and your soul that. No, we are incarnates. 12 incarnates equal our soul collective. Okay. Our soul collective exists in harmonic universe 2 or densities 4, 5, and 6. 12 of our soul identities equates to 1 oversoul collective identity. So that exists in dimensions 7, 8, and 9. 12 oversouls equal 1 avatar level of conscious identity. Now, can you imagine calling in that level of you? Can you imagine not just the healing frequencies you're going to bring in, but think about the knowledge that your D12 avatar self has and is waiting to give to you once you call in your avatar. Now, in the Hindu uh, traditions, they talk about the Rishi. The Rishi is our dimensions 13, 14, and 15 self, and 12 avatars equal one Rishi. Okay? And yeah, is everyone still with me? I'm going, oops. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say this, okay? But everyone's going to have this on a PDF, okay? And here is the Anuhazi. Underneath it is the English translation, okay? So you would say this. We can all say it together or mentally. And then I will repeat the Anuhazi. And I will actually pronounce it so you know how to pronounce it. So we'd start by saying, from this still point of my wholeness in manifest decision, I decree in sovereign knowing, here expressed at my command, lovingly stated with absolute intention, the divine will and intention of the one self that is one source. Now, you would say the Anuhazi, so it goes Maharata cum bivectus, and you'd say your name. So I'd say Jerry Rivera de Genio. So you would say your name. And that is I, as the D12 Christos avatar self, inevocae un iblium bivecti, which means invoke by divine loving command now by the power of the universal eternal. Ma'a bivecti un ure or nam ur. D12, divine eternal blueprint, past, present, future. Now, the divine sea of liquid light anchors in this moment. Yeste unte isa trasda ja he era. Absolutely now established, always and forever, in eternal, abiding, reverent love of the eternal All One. Patate a ashelum, blessed be, all embracing, given forth from the still point of eternal peace. Taesha inta doe, spoken as it is stated, as so it is done. Shaddai ure ur kumtun, all embracing pillar of first cause light, I, as this expression now, in the name of the Melchizedek cloister, emerald, amethyst, and gold order, Yanni, holy order of the Unisai, sacred house of one. Say that once, and as you go through this, you should be getting really hot through the heats. When you start getting the heats or hot flashes, these are all symptoms of your D12 avatar self coming into the physical cells. Because you know higher frequency as it enters denser physical atoms will cause a heat flash moment. Okay. Of course, I was cutting out. Okay. I will do this again. Is that okay? I'm going to, you know what? Let's just do this together, maybe. Tell me if you can hear me, okay? I'm actually going to tone it for you, meaning I'm going to sonnet for you. So this is how it's going to be. You can do this speaking it, or you can do it like this. Let me know if it comes in. So it goes, Maharata Kumbai Vectus, Jerry Rivera de Genio. Inevoca uniplium bivecti, Maha bivecti, unure ornamur, iste unta isa trajda hera, Patate ashelum taeja inta doe, Shaddai Ureya Kumtan Akumtan. Shaddai Ureya Kumtan Akumtan. Shaddai Ureya Kumtan. So that's how you would tone it. I will add the MP3 so that you can have it, but I want everyone to speak it so that they anchor the frequencies into the physical body. Okay? So I hope everyone actually attempted to say it, because by saying it, you anchor subharmonics of your D12 avatar self, and just pay attention to how you feel in this moment. Do you feel anything? Do you feel a little hot flash? Do you feel chills? Just pay attention to what you are feeling. Okay? So it's important that I teach you the Akasha Maharic Seal. Many of you know this already, but for those of you that don't know this, that teardrop is known as the Akasha Seal. It is also known as the God Seed symbol. It anchors 12 dimensional frequencies. So by staring at it, you actually connect and interface with a mathematical program, an energetic signature of this D12 code. So just take a look at it. And what I would do is I inhale the mathematical signature into my pineal gland as it travels through my optical nerves, okay, or my eyes, okay. So while staring at it, I just inhale into my pineal, and I just gently exhale with my eyes closed, okay. So with your eyes closed, visualize at the pineal gland this three-dimensional Akasha God seed symbol. And if you can't visualize, just simply intend that it is there. Imagine that it's rotating in its three-dimensional form. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, send the Akasha God seed symbol down your body all the way into the center of the planet. As you do this, the Akasha God seed symbol begins to activate all your chakras, and visualize at the center, or just intend at the core of Earth. Visualize the Akasha God seed symbol just spinning and rotating in whichever direction at the center of Earth's core. This is our 13th chakra. It is also chakra 13 of Earth. This is our direct connection to planet Earth. Now, I want you to take a deep inhale. As you inhale, you're going to inhale that God seed symbol to about 12 inches just below your feet. So inhale and exhale that symbol to about a foot below your feet. Here, 1 foot below your feet, is what's known as your personal D12 Maharic shield or sphere. Visualize the Akasha God seed symbol spinning a foot below your feet. If you can't visualize, simply intend. Now, from here, from 1 foot below, as you take a deep inhale, as you exhale, you're going to pull up a 6-foot pillar of pale silver light on the exhale, and send that pillar along with the God seed symbol to about 3 feet above your head to what's known as chakra 14. So if you're having a hard time, just open your eyes and take a look at the depiction in front of you on the slide. You're going to visualize a pale silver column. Think of the Roman or the Pantheon in Greece. Think of those columns, okay? Think of that 6-foot pale silver energetic frequency column that surrounds you. This is the frequency of dimension 12. And this protects you, among other things, and activates your D12 subharmonic frequencies. And the more that you do this, the more you begin to not only anchor D12 frequencies into your physical atomic cells, but you help anchor your D12 avatar self. Okay? So, this is the Akasha Maharic Seal. Does anyone have any questions at this moment they want me to answer that pertains to this technique? Okay, I will take that as a no, and I will continue. So, not many bodies of knowledge, not many books of science and physics will ever show you this. This is, if anyone wants to know where we are now, like where Earth resides in this whole grand scheme of things, here you see what is known as our 15-dimensional time matrix, also known as a Vecca universe. Vecca equals the term universe, okay? So here you see Earth right here, that little globe, that little planet. And here is where Earth is stationed in dimension 3. Now, this, for those of you that know me, this is a 12-sphere fractal grid. This is the eternal life source code, if you will. And this 12-sphere source fractal code represents the universal stargates. Okay, so you have 12 of these spheres, which equals 12 of the universal stargates. And Earth, right here in this spot, is also known as Universal Stargate 3. Now, this is our 15-dimensional time matrix. Yes, you're saying, well, where are the other three? The other three dimensions, 13, 14, and 15, are right here. They're at a 90 degrees angle, which belongs to what's known as our parallel universe. Okay? So people talk about parallel universes, but they don't understand the physics behind it. Oop, sorry, that's my dog. Perla, stop. So what you see here is, no one's pretty much never seen this before. This is our Vecca universe, okay, our 15-dimensional time sphere matrix that is actually connected at a 90-degree angle to our parallel universe, okay? So if you want to experience our parallel universe, you would actually have to shift the angular rotation of your particle spin to a 90-degree shift, okay? So I know it's a little bit more on the physics and quantum physics side, but remember, you don't have to understand everything I'm saying. Just sense the energetic signature of the slide and my words, okay? This is very important because Earth and our solar system, okay, our solar system is located right here in this dimension, okay, or density 1, which is dimensions 1, 2, and 3, okay? So this is very, hold on a second, 1 second. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. No? Take that as a no. I will continue. Can everyone still hear me? Okay, perfect. All right. All right. Am I still cutting out? No? Okay. Perfect. Okay, nope, sorry. I'm going to go. So, this is our 15-dimensional time matrix with our parallel matrix, okay? Oops. Now, where are we going? What is the end game? What is the end goal? Okay, because everyone talks about ascension or ascending, but I will address this momentarily. But in actuality, this is where we're at right now. This is where we exist. We exist in our reality system in what's known as the counterclockwise outer domain, also known as the Adore domain. This is the outer domain, okay? Also known as the Adore or Radon. We also coexist with our parallel universe, which is on a clockwise spin. So it's interesting because many people don't understand that a lot of reality exists in the same space, but just in different angular rotation of particle spins. Our goal is to go inward, okay? Not upward. And I'll explain to you in a little bit. But here you see, this is our 15-dimensional time matrix, right? And then you see here, you see this is our parallel, and then you have what's known as our anti and ante. Okay, so it's very interesting. These four universes make up four universal quadrants, and then in the middle you see what's known as an Eka, which is a gateway into the inner or the Eden worlds, right? The Garden of Eden. That was a big joke in the Bible because that really meant Garden of Eden means going inward into the inner domains. Okay, so one Veka equals four universal quadrants or universal universes. So this is a depiction. Each one has a 12-sphere fractal grid. Each one has stargates, dimensional locks, density locks. So it's very high multi-dimensional physics, okay? So we are on the outer world or outer domains of manifest reality. Our goal is to go inward. Okay, we're going into the core. That is the direction we want to go. We do not want to go upwards, and I'll explain why. But in truth, we are going from the outer worlds into the middle, known as the Eden, and we're actually ascending rather than ascending. Okay, and I'll explain to you just shortly. So we are going to do another activation known as the source river frequency activation, but I'm going to tell you where these frequencies emanate from, okay? Because if I don't tell you where they come from, you won't get the full spectrum of frequencies. So these frequencies, known as the source river frequencies, were actually gifted to us by eternal life races millions of years ago to help all the life forms on this planet for healing, clearing and bio-spiritual evolution into what we call the hub domains or the inner domains. Okay, now where do these frequencies come from? It comes from a combined 3 source spirals or 3 akasha. Okay, you see here we are in what is known as the Aquinos matrix. This is what you would call where we are, the Aquinos. Okay, this is our akasha. So the other 2 are known as the Aquarion akasha matrix. The Aquarion is here, and the Wisale. These are all different akasha matrices where the combined total creates the source frequency that we are going to actually anchor. So millions of years ago, eternal life races from these matrices, okay, prepared for what we're going through right now. So yes, they did a little time traveling from the future into the past because we right now are in need of the source river frequencies. In the time, space time that we're going through right now, our planet as well as our DNA needs these activations. Okay, so this is where the frequencies come from. So we're going to activate the source river frequencies. Okay, if you haven't done this, I'm very excited for you because this was established 450 billion years ago. So this cooperative called the Trimatrix Cooperative created this 450 billion years ago because they knew that during this time we are living in now, we were going to be experiencing disharmonics running through our grids, our planet. Our DNA mutations are anchoring this disharmonics. And in 2000, January of 2000 was the first time that these frequencies became available onto these grids. Okay. Now, these frequencies literally reverse back very powerful, distorted frequencies that actually were being targeted to the planet. All right. And the source river frequencies are actually in 2052, these frequencies are being pulled from this matrix. So it's important that you are able to anchor this into your physical cells now while they're available. These are the races that contributed to these frequencies. They come from the outer, middle, inner, and core domains. Okay? You can see here. Now, the Aquarion matrix is also what's known as the M31 Andromeda galaxy. Okay? This is, for most of us that are here, if you are on this module, most of us, this is our home matrix. So this is our home galaxy, the M31. Okay. So, and these are the other councils from the Wisale and the Aquinos, which is the Milky Way. These are the other councils. Okay. So it's very important because we are going to be calling in these councils. Now, why are we calling in these councils? Because we exist at these levels. Are you with me? I know it's a mind bend right now, but if you are hearing me now, we exist on these councils at different levels and different space-time coordinates. So we're literally calling in ourselves. Okay? I know it is a very big, the 3D mind and brain has a hard time making sense of this, but many of you here understand what I'm saying. So, and if you don't, simply ask. Now, I'm going to highlight some councils. These are known as the Hathor, which many channels that are anchoring, or they're channeling the Hathors. The Hathors are actually the fallen, digressed races that pretend to be the Haturs. Okay, the Haturs are one of the original founder and guardian races. Okay, so if you have cats, let's say if you somehow in your life have cats in your lives right now, these most likely are representatives of the Haturs in your life. Okay, the Haturs are the true masters of sound, and communicate quantum morphogenetic teachings on ascension. Okay, these are also known as the unspoken ones of the core domain councils. Okay, and if you want to connect with the Haturs, you can actually physically uh, say this Anahazi language, or Anahazi tone. It's un Karayasa tahala durum et dur. So it could be also toned as um Karayasa tahala durum et dur. Karayasa tahala duru meta dur. Something like that. Okay. So these are the Haturs. The next you will, because we're going to be all calling us in from these levels. The Ayani councils, these are both founder and guardian races. These were the actual ones that seeded this, let's say, creation or hologram 950 billion years ago. Okay. The Iani councils, which are us at these higher levels, are also known as the Elohai, Seraphai, and Braharama founders races. Okay. These make up the Iani councils. So these original founders races, the Elohai, Seraphai, and Braharama founders races, step down their consciousness. So they actually we fragmented our consciousness so that we can exist in these denser reality systems, if you will, which we are right now. Okay, so the Iani are definitely not of this time matrix, obviously, and we exist at these levels. Okay, questions? No questions. Wow, I am absolutely amazed. Now, in the source river frequencies activation, we are also going to be calling in guardians known as okay. How about now? Am I still cutting out? Well, it doesn't surprise me, but you know, there are a lot of forces that do not want this activation to take place. Yeah. I apologize for the echo. Let's see. Is that better? How about now? Better? Okay. So Dr. Jean asked about downstepping consciousness. Think of just think of a massive endless sea of consciousness. Okay? That is just endless with no beginning and no end. In order for that huge, endless consciousness source field to actually, let's say, experience itself in manifest creation, because the source unified consciousness field is unmanifest, it has to downstep or defragment or step down from its all oneness and step down or defragment itself into smaller aspects of itself in order to fit into this little human body. Okay? So I hope that I answered that question for you, Dr. Jean. Now, we are going to also call in what are known as the bendy races. Now, you'll see blue dragons. They're not really dragons, okay? They're actually known as dragons. These are races. They're the blue, gold, and purple dragon races. The blue dragons are also aquatic bird blue humanid. I don't know why I put this Abyss movie reference, because it wasn't really like the Abyss movie, but kind of aquatic, right? So flowing. So these are known as the Amasia. Then you have the Ishunua, the gold, winged lion biped human, like in the Beauty and the Beast, hominid lion man, sort of like that. And then you have the Ratha Gentoo, known as the purple dragons or breatharian white humanid, also known as the white genies, translucent hominid forms. Also, they're orbs. They could be also orbs, which some of you have experienced. So these are also eternal life races that we are going to call in. Okay? Okay, wait. So here, now, this source frequency activation is upgraded. So for those of you that have done this, you'll notice that I have changed Aya, which represents the encryption essence of source consciousness field, or the sea, the endless sea of source consciousness. I've changed it to Ayaye. Ayaye is actually the flowing essence of source. This actually means bringing in the frequencies of source consciousness into your body, or a flowing river. It's a very subtle change, but if you like Aya, you can stick to Aya, but I've just upgraded to Ayaye, which means flowing river. Okay, so here is the source frequencies activation and amplification. We are going to do this together. You can just read, and I will pronounce it for you. So, part one, this is two parts, okay? Part one is the Umsate Rihaveha Un Ayaye. This means the source river frequency prayer or sanctification. So, Rehaveha Un Ayaye. Rehaveha means flowing source river in Anuhazi. Un Ayaye means made of perpetual, eternally living crystal of the one source. So together means flowing, a river of flowing source, or the source river. Okay? So I'm going to recite this and just follow along with me and do your best to connect with you at those higher council levels. Okay, this is why I went through this in detail. Who we are calling in, it is us at those higher levels. Okay, so it is pronounced like this. So it's a combination of Anahazi and English. So it begins, Diva enture, ista in tao, Reha veha un ayaye. Iraho etena have. Et tutore enchahe nuvoete in taro. Siva blene urtu in kale. Dehi e salaso enduethra don aquari. Dehi urtu tradila ur in taro de hatur. Cum se eho durateta mashaya hana aquarion. Cum se eho durateta entahum un cristale. Cum se eho durateta aqueous. Cum se eho durateta aquafari. Cum se eho durateta aquari. Cum se eho durateta hatur. Cum se eho durateta adone. Cum se eho durateta iane. Cum se eho durateta iani maa huete. Cum se eho durateta u shalezun durosete. Cum se eho durateta ut aurore. Bendi duro ameja ut aurore aquion. Bendi hale isha nua ut aurore aquion. Bendi rame ratha gentu ut aurore aquion. Take a deep breath. Bring forth now the source river frequencies of eternal first creation. Bring forth now the healing waters of the Idans Shadi. Bring forth now the gentle wind song of the sacred unison. Bring forth here the radiant starlight of the eternally starborn. Let the source river frequencies flow unto my doorstep. Let the source river frequencies cleanse and heal my soul and oversoul. May the source river frequencies, love song all embracing, emerge now from my eternal source core to softly call me home. Diva enture ista intao, rehaveha un ayaye. Diva enture ista intao, rehaveha un ayaye. Diva enture ista intao, rehaveha un ayaye. Ashalumta ekashadur, ashalumta ekashadur, ashalumta ekashadur. Just breathe for a moment and just do your best to intend or feel sense all of the councils that we and you are a part of, and how you at those council levels are now beginning to flow into every cell, every atom, every organ system of your body. Part 2 is known as the Rehaveha un Ayaye elemental inevokai. So many people that are shamans call in the elementals, but what they don't know is they're calling in the distorted elementals on this planet, because unfortunately our planet has an electromagnetic distortion around it. Therefore, the elements are also distorted. Okay? That is why shamans literally, there's some good things and experience about them, and there are some negative things that you experience. And believe me, I've studied shamanism and I know. So we are calling the eternal life elementals. Okay? So this part 2 has to do with perpetual sanctification and salvage right of reclamation. So this is for activation, grid and location clearing, or prior to healing, you're doing some type of healing facilitation. You would do part 1 and part 2, and then you can do your healing technique, your healing facilitation, and then watch what happens, the extent and the power that comes along with this. So we'll begin this So we begin in the name of the Mashayahana Councils of Aquarion. This is us at M31 Andromeda. In the name of the Melchizedek Cloister, Emerald, Amethyst, and Gold Order. In the name of the original eternal founders races, which were the Elohai, Seraphai, and Braharama races. Holy Order of the Unisai, which is the entire manifest creation, Sacred House of One, in the name of the core domain councils, the councils of Christale, in the name of the Akasha, Radonic, Adonic, Trimatrix Cooperative, also known as the Councils of Source River, in the name of the Trimatrix races of Aquarion, Councils of Aurora, we call upon the eternal powers of the Sha'eda Amur. These are the eternal wind song, jases, gases, air elementals. We call upon the eternal powers of the Ja'ete Dura. These are the eternal flame of divine fires, vapors, fire. We call upon the eternal powers of the Aquael. These are the eternal water flows, fluids, liquids, and waters. We call upon the eternal powers of the Etalea Ayaye, or the eternal foundation stone, Entura and Tara firma solids. We call upon the eternal powers of the Itha or Shale. This is the eternal fire ice ethers of first radiation. We now command with the entrusted powers of aurora, light, and sound. We now invoke the eternal perpetual sun to co-create, release, and renew this hologram, this body, these grids, etc. Here you can choose a location, a being that needs healing, or a circumstance in this time, space-time manifestation that needs clearing. We now declare in eternal sanctification this place, this land, this hologram, body, beings, grids, and all within into the eternal protection here and set, that the spirit of Eartha Sala rise, the power of Eartha Sala heal, and the wisdom of Eartha Sala here within preside. In the name of the eternal source of first creation, and by the divine current of the Rehaveha Un Ayaye, which is the source river. In co-creative eternal embrace, with absolute humility, absolute love, and absolute forgiving, and only in absolute service to the eternal source and its ever-loving healing devotion to all life everywhere. We banish now from this sacred land DNA activation, hologram, bodies, and beings, all that is unwilling to receive the absolute cleansing of Source within the covenants of divine right order, divine right timing, and divine right harmony as eternal Source can know. In loving eternal service, we offer release and host arrangement to all those present whom are in need and seek to heal within the sacred cleansing field of Earth Osala and the eternal divine flows of the Rehaveha Un Ayaye. In eternal reverence, joy, and gratitude for the unceasing love and mercy of the one source most divine, we end now and complete this eternal sanctification and salvage rite of reclamation. In the name of the one true source eternal, God source. In the name of the eternal source code. In the name of the Rehaveha Un Ayaye source river. In the name of the Mashayahana Council of Aquarion, in the name of the Core Domain Councils, in the name of the Councils of Source River, in the name of the Councils of Aurora, in the name of the Councils of Budea, in the name of the Melchizedek Cloister, Emerald, Amethyst, and Gold Order, in the name of the original eternal founders races, Holy Order of the Unisci, Sacred House of One, and in the name of, please say your name out loud now, Jerry Rivera Dueña, the eternally perpetual, and say this together, I am this I am. And let's say this 3 times, Taisha into Doe, Taisha into Doe, Taisha into Doe. This is the Source River Frequencies amplification and activation. If you have never done this or experienced this, I am honored to take you through it for the first time. If you have known about this but haven't done it like this is the way you should be doing this every day to anchor the Source River frequencies into your hologram, into your body, and into your day. Now, after this, we're going to do another activation. Is everyone with me right now? How are you guys all feeling? Does anyone have any hot flashes or heats yet? Beautiful. So this is part and parcel of what I do every single day to be a beacon of source, right? Frequencies. So I invite you to experience it. So let us continue with what is known as the Song of Aurora. This is the Aurora frequency closing activation. You will also have this. So you see the Anuhazi language on top, and then underneath it, you have the English translation. I will say both so that you do this. So please follow along with me. This anchors the Aurora frequencies, which are part of the Source River frequencies. This is another level of DNA activation. So it goes B2 eteta ete, which means the silent strength of eternal grace expressed now and in this place. Janate ueta e. Loving comfort, peaceful solace in face of disharmony, suffering, spiritual challenge, as condition may be or is in present experience. B2 eteta ete, again, same, the silent strength of eternal grace expressed now and in this place. Ishanu ena shale, perpetually renewal by the means or way of eternal living light. Ishmata elentha durethe, stoic noble stance I will hold in appropriate or perfect, I can't even see that, beaming in context of the circumstance around me. Di salah and tesh adure, the power of my burning passion be enacted appropriately, enacted or brought forth through spiritual love, reverence, loving respect. Sa nuen le halus, the unknown or uncertain circumstance tolerance will be met with calm bravery, self-reflective clarity, great patience, and tolerance. Jaen de weta lehe, in loving humility, gentleness, harmlessness, as the will, the means, and the way of safe passage. Mitablende sunu ake, absolute unbreakable conviction, affirmation, or statement, the will to be in fully eternal Christed existence. And then you would say, I state and affirm with absolute unshakable conviction the will to be as the eternal Christ our body in the Sunuake Christed transcendent state. So that's verse 1. And then verse 2 is Lava Unishmatae, the eternal Christ, blood, lava, love flow. Lava means love. At once stoic, noble, as currently existing condition. Urtum and Tesh de Chalet fills now completely this vessel to be brought forth through the will of the Richelet, Edonic spiritualized chalet. Lava Unishmatae, the eternal Christ love blood flow, again, stoic, noble, as currently existing condition. Ishnave Hoensa de Kale is now engaged to reunite polarized fertilization, absolutely stated, affirmed in action, complete consummated birth of spiritualized Kale state. This is the Kale state is a 1/2 Christ star activation and a 0 point turnaround point. Mitaur duete shadea, in unshakable conviction, in absolute manifestation power, harmony, joy, co-resonance expressed now and in this place. I, my journey onward to God source. Nifake and Tesh are alure, to enter into an eternal Christed existent, to be enacted and brought forth through to the aluria, which is the first eye of God. The Saleh Anure, by the power of the will to become fully engaged, embraced at one and renewed by my eternal Christed spirit, Jayen Taishma Nadi, in loving humility, gentleness, harmlessness, in stoic and noble personal intention and passionate desire, letu blen ahi re dale, by the way of loving strength, affirmation, or statement, my safe passage through eternal doorway of the Christed eternal window of spirit light door. Now, you're not going to actually say this, right? I'd said this once through, so you understood the Anahazi and then the English. Okay? So, it would go like this. Bitu etetaete, janate uetae. Bitu etetaete, ishanu and ashale. Ishmata elentha durethe, disala entesha dure. Sanu en le talusha ende utalehi. Mita blende sunuake. Lava unishmatae. Ortu entesh shali. Lava unishmatae. Isnave hoensa de kali. Mita urtu ete shagae. Nifake ete shalule. Sisa inunavja ente ishmanidi. So I will add the MP3 to that, so you can either listen to it or do it yourself. I invite you to engage with it, interface with frequencies. If you have never done this, okay, I invite you to experience it, feel what you are feeling. It's an amazing frequency activation, and I'm sorry that it's echoing, but it doesn't. This is not as secure. I mean, it's probably the most secure that we can get, but obviously uh, it's not that secure because it's echoing. So I apologize. So, okay, how is everyone doing? Okay. So let's see. We have a half hour left. I want to get through. Um, we will just continue. So wait, here is a Kimberly. Are we able to say this in English without losing the strength of the frequencies? Yeah. Well, Kimberly, no. The answer to your question is no. Anahazi is much more powerful than English, so I invite you to do both. Okay, do your best to pronounce the Anahazi, because remember, Anahazi is the first spoken written language. It is much more powerful than English. Okay, so, and it's a beautiful song if you engage with it. All right, so we will continue. I'm not going to rush through this activation, and I know I said we will go to 8, but I really want, this is not what I'm going to rush. Okay, so many of you may ask yourself, are you a celestial human being? Okay, are you a highly coded being? Only you can answer that. But if you're here right now, okay, and you found your way to me somehow, some way, this information is keyed to the 6th dimensional frequency band and higher, which means only celestial humans with 6 DNA strand activation can either recognize and resonate with this information. Are you with me? Okay, so you are a very special group of celestial humans that I'm honored to actually take you through this activation. Um, okay. By utilizing the techniques in order, okay, you're going to be able to, in technique 18, which is known as the Betcha-Hova scalar scan, you're going to be able to remember what your race line lineage, oh, there's a typo, I hate typos, lineage is, okay? So remember that most of us here have either 4 to 6 strands assembled. We are supposed to have 12 strands of DNA. When we are fully active, we become eternal life beings. Are you with me? So you have different types of celestial humans, 12 strand, 24 to 30, and 48 strand potential. And you will know what you are by the end of the flame bodies. So you must understand planets pull in frequency from the morphogenetic field, from the unified field, okay? That's how we evolve. That's how our DNA strands evolve, by accreting or pulling or drawing in frequency from the unified field of the dimensions we're in. So when we activate our higher chakras, right? When we repair them from damage or we reverse mutate them, we begin to pull in the frequencies from the higher dimensions, okay? And this is very important to repair our DNA strands, because then we take control of our higher identity accretion process. This is also known higher identity accretion. This is the quantum morphogenetic physics definition of what the New Age calls ascension. Okay? It is a science, and it's a science of multidimensional mechanics where you integrate with you at those higher levels. Okay? So it's very important to understand higher identity accretion means we bring in higher levels of ourself. And there are 3 stages of this. We call the glide and the slide and the span. Now, if you don't think this is possible, it is completely possible. The glide is the first part. It's known as the Rasha body glide projection. This is also known as transmutation or the re-enlightenment, which means bringing in frequencies of your light body into the physical atomic structure. This is when you talk about becoming enlightened, okay? Enlightenment or re-enlightenment is not a lofty term that is not attainable. It is 1000% attainable. We were taught that it's the hardest thing to do, but it's not. It means bringing in the frequencies of the light body into the physical. This begins the transmutation process. This is also known as the Rasha body glide projection. You do this, for those of you that have a Rasha technology, when you go and your consciousness leaves the body, this is known as the glide. This is known as the Rasha body glide projection. Now, the next stage is called the slide. It's called transfiguration or the re-spiritualization. What does this mean? It's when your light body and your physical atomic body can literally blink out and go back into your spirit body. Okay? This is known as transfiguration. Bilocation is known as slide 1, which means your physical body stays and you have your consciousness leaves the body in Rasha body slide projection, but you come back with dual sets of memory. For those of you that have experienced the Rasha, many of you can come back with 2 sets of memory, like you're like experienced 2 sets. This is known as bilocation slide 1. Translocation slide 2 is when you have 1 integrated memory. Translocation also deals with much of your physical cells going on that slide journey. The third stage of accretion is called the span. Span is transmigration. This is a literal biological Stargate ascension passage. Okay, this is when you reclaim your eternal life body. This is when you can blink out and you can leave this planet permanently, go to another star system, and never return, or you can return if you choose. But this is when you fully enter what's known as the Rashapata, or the eternal star state. Now, isn't it interesting that in, let's say, certain religious traditions, they talk about the rapture, the rapture where God's going to call you and this rapture is going to occur and it's going to take up, humanity or those that are let's say, the good? No. The rapture is a bastardization or a distortion of the Rashapata, or eternal life state. Okay? So, now, when we talk about ascension or incretion, this means we are going inward through the inner gates, okay? Because ascension is no longer viable. Why? Because due to certain black hole technologies that were done in this galaxy, everything from 11.5 dimension and down has a distortion. So we cannot go full eternal life ascension up through the gates. We must go inward. That is why it's so important to relax your body, to calm your mind, to go inward through your inner stargate, which is found in your chakras, okay? Because this is known as ascension, people. This is how the Tibetan monks were able to attain what's known as the rainbow body by taking their consciousness and actually drawing in their consciousness in through their chakras. Okay? So, very important ascension. Everything has a morphogenetic field. We all know this. The cosmos, the universe, the galaxy, the solar system. Okay? Everything has a morphogenetic field which holds the blueprint for our DNA. Here is a 15-dimensional time sphere matrix again. Just take in the energetic signature, okay? Just take a, and imagine that this are spheres within spheres, counter-rotating spirals of spheres, all right? Imagine that they're brilliant spheres within spheres within spheres, counter-rotating. So it's like bubbles within bubbles. It's actually very beautiful. The domain structure, I've gone over this, counter-rotating clockwise and counterclockwise spins. So it's very interesting to understand that we are in the particle universe and our parallel is in the antiparticle. So we are in the counterclockwise and our antiparticle is in the clockwise spin. Here we go. Sorry about that. That was my dog. Hey, can you stop it? Stop it. Can't you see I'm doing this? Hey. Sorry about that. Many of you know that we have 210 years left. For those of you that know me, you know that I've talked about this before. Our sun entered its Bardoa phase on May 25th, 2007. What does that mean? Bardoa is equivalent to the death cycle, okay? So in May 25th of 2007, something was done to our sun where the core gates were compacted, okay? And this actually caused the sun to actually phase lock and go into its death phase. Here you see this picture of, it was a NASA picture, okay, that I pulled from helioviewer.org on May 25th, 2007. Here you see Earth scale. Now, what in God's name is this sphere that is linked or siphoning something from the sun? Can you see it? Okay. Now, look at the size of this sphere. It's literally multiple times bigger than Earth. You can see it. So, this was caught on May 25th, 2007. So, what happened? It compacted the sun. The sun began its death cycle. So, in 2022, there will be a powerful gamma radiation solar ring blast, which will be ejected from the sun. This will be the 15th solar ring blast that started in 2007. I've been tracking these solar ring blasts or coronal mass ejections from 2007 till today. Okay? You hear me talk about having 210 years left, the gates of the galaxy close. Well, the sun in 2030 will begin its nova phase. Do you understand what that means? When a star begins to nova, okay, it may take a couple of other millions of years, but that's not a good sign for everything in this system because eventually that sun will implode. So all living beings that hold eternal life codes must be out of this galaxy in 210 years. This is very important why we're doing the flame body activations, everyone, because the flame body activations will actually help you be able to get out of here. So here is the beginning of the flame bodies. We begin by the epsilon sequence. This is a protection technique. I can't tell you enough. I cannot share enough protection techniques with you, okay? But some of you, you will really hit home. Why? Because the epsilon sequence is very, very, very good at, let's say, repelling or sending back certain EMF frequencies. So the epsilon sequence utilizes mathematical codes, okay, or operational instructions in 4 specific language symbols that you're going to see now, but it's from the Greek alphabet, okay? Now, the epsilon sequence is phenomenal against 5G, EMF, EMP, and psychotronic attacks. Are you with me? The mathematical formula in this is amazing at blocking, disengaging, neutralizing inorganic scalar frequency transmissions used in, let's say, visitor interdimensional implant technologies. So if you have any implants, bioenergetic implants, that you feel that, from an attempted abduction or from the Zetas, this will override the bioneurological block that these intruder visitors use to immobilize the abductees. So many of you may or may not have were in that, that freezing state, that, the hypnagogic state where you're frozen. This will unblock that. So this unblocks disharmonic disease-causing frequencies. Do you hear me? Disease-causing frequencies of the UHF, ULF, and electromagnetic emanations, and the scalar emanation and transmissions from HARP, EMP, and other technologies. So let's begin. Okay, so just take a look at this. You can still see the screen, correct, everyone? Everyone, just please take a look at it, okay? Now, this is the gold epsilon symbol, or the Greek letter theta, and that's okay. Ashley, I'm recording this, so you can do this at a later date, okay? So everyone, just hold on 1 second. Okay, everyone can still see the epsilon sequence, correct? Epsilon symbol, just text and yes. Now, I want you to take a good look at the epsilon symbol, visualize it. Connect with the mathematical sequence and information that is in it. Take a deep inhale. Inhale the energetic signature of the epsilon symbol. Inhale into your pineal gland and close your eyes now. Breathe naturally on your own. Relax and visualize the epsilon symbol in the gold frequency, the color of gold, which is the 8th dimensional color. Visualize the epsilon symbol. Now I want you to take a deep inhale. On the exhale breath, move the symbol down your central vertical current of the body to the area of your tailbone, the base of the spine. Here is where the first 8 cells of your conception are stored, or where the dormant Kundalini life force energies are stored. Breathe naturally while visualizing the epsilon symbol inside your coccyx tailbone. Visualize it rotating in any way, direction, and mentally repeat 3 times the words epsilon, phi, beta, phi. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. This is a tonal vibration mantra that translates into the mathematical electromagnetic instructions for your body's scalar template. Next, I want you to take a deep inhale and draw the epsilon symbol back up to your 4th heart chakra. And as you exhale, breathe normally while visualizing the epsilon symbol spinning, rotating inside your 4th heart chakra. Visualize repeating epsilon, phi, beta, phi mentally. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, as you're repeating the epsilon, phi, beta, phi mantra, send the epsilon image out of the 4th heart chakra, surrounding your bioenergetic field, as if the symbol now surrounds your entire body like a sphere of energy. Now visualize you are surrounded by the epsilon egg of energy. Inhale and repeat the mantra again. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. And as you repeat this mantra, you're inhaling and exhaling to push more frequency from your 4th heart chakra into the image of the epsilon energy symbol that is surrounding your body. So you are literally creating this symbol to glow a brilliant gold color. Inhale and exhale, repeating the mantra epsilon, phi, beta, phi. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. As you repeat it, you're inhaling and exhaling more, energizing the epsilon symbol around the body with each exhale. As you are doing this, feel the frequencies of the epsilon frequencies, okay? Feel it into and around your body. Now, focus your attention on the area of your pineal gland. And once more, visualize the gold epsilon symbol within your pineal gland. As you're visualizing it in your pineal gland, mentally repeat the mantra 3 times. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. Epsilon, phi, beta, phi. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, push the epsilon symbol out of the pineal gland into the bioenergetic field around your head, okay? Until it begins to disappear. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes and just tell me, how does everyone feel at this moment? Or you don't have to say anything at all, but just take a notice the difference, the quality of frequency that is now surrounding you. It's a different quality. Yes. Beautiful. Shall we continue? I want to continue. Yes. Okay. Because this is very, very beautiful. Because every time I do this, the last time I did this was 9 years ago. So I'm doing it as well. So I can't thank you enough for allowing me to do this. So All right, so let us continue. The Emerald and Amethyst Awakening. This is known as the Master's Kundalini DNA Template Activation. This is, people, we haven't even begun Technique 1, okay, of the flame body. This is all prep. It's all preparation. Now, we are not going to do Technique 1. We're going to end up doing Technique 1 later. I mean, before we end, but this is all preparing your body. Remember, for those of you that are practitioners, remember how we prep the body, prepare the terrain, prepare the cells in any form, any manner that we choose, that we deem fit, that we think we can prepare the terrain to receive the protocol, to receive the nutraceuticals, to receive the quantum energy techniques, right? So we are preparing our bodies for the flame bodies, and it begins. We've already begun, obviously. But the Emerald Amethyst Awakening is and this has to do with activating the Kundalini light currents and the cranial seals. So this is important because our body is fueled from the life force currents from source. Okay. And the template for the underlying energetic structure of all eternal life forms is the 12 sphere source grid. Okay? Now, each of these spheres are dimensions. Okay? So, each dimensional level, each sphere is intimately related to a DNA strand. Okay? This is very important because this forms our hologram. And when our 12 sphere source grids are functioning normally, we actually begin to become, let's say, eternal life beings, and we begin the biological process of accretion or ascension. So, for those of you that do not know what Kundalini life force currents are, I'm going to share with you. Kundalini currents are the currents that are associated with dimensions 1 through 9. They are collectively known as the Kundalini life force currents. Okay? Now, you have to understand the Kundalini currents are encased within 3 densities and 3 scalar bodies. They are named the telluric shield or the nada scalar body for density 1, which are dimensions 1, 2, and 3. The Doradic shield, or the Alphi scalar body, which is density 2, dimensions 4, 5, and 6, and the Turic shield, or the Betcha scalar body, for dimensions 7, 8, and 9. Now, it's important to understand because we are going to activate the Kundalini life force currents, which are stored at the tail, at the coccyx bone. Okay? The cranial sacral seals. Activation of the Doradic and Turic Kundalini currents depends upon opening what are called the signet star crystal seals. These are 2 important frequency seals we need to unblock, which are at the tailbone and the pineal gland. Okay? When we release these 2 seals, the cranial sacral seals, this begins the activation of the Kundalini life force currents. Activating the Kundalini currents, there are 3 of them. They're known as the Ki, Ra, She currents. Okay? When all of the frequencies within the 3 Kundalini currents are activated, the 4th Kundalini current, called the primal triadic current, is activated. This is known as the Ki, Ra, She. Activation of the Ki, Ra, She does what? It results in anchoring the 12th dimensional hydroplasmic beam, which we have been doing with the Akasha Maharic seal. Now, what does this do? This initiates the process of cellular transmutation, which is the intentional demanifestation and dimensional ascension of human biological form. How about now? Hello. Okay. So, can everyone see the screen? Okay, perfect. Just do your best to take the information so I don't have to read through it again. Okay. I meant incension. Very good, Janice. Incension. Thank you very much. Now, activation of the Ki Rashi currents activates what are known as DNA fire codes. These are key molecules, people, that are stationed within the 12 DNA strands. There is one fire code corresponding to each DNA strand. When activated, they actually blend. They do a DNA strand braiding, which connects these universal life force currents with the DNA strand. Now, when we fully have operational DNA fire codes activated, this begins us to transmute to a silica-based biological form. Remember, we're carbon-based, right? When we do these activations, we begin to transmute towards a silica-based biological form. Now, here you see us. We are down here in dimensions 1, 2, and 3. We are gross physical matter. We are carbon-based biology. When we begin these activations, we begin to take in, right, the silica-based biology, the etheric matter, the dimension 7, 8, and 9 Kundalini frequencies. Okay? All right. This is all towards the 12-strand DNA potential. Okay, hold on. The Emerald Awakening in the Ki Rashi. We're going to be going through this. This is going to be activating the fourth dimensional star crystal seal and the red signal star crystal seal. This opens up more frequency. So pretty much what we are doing right now, people, is we're clearing these seals that are blocked in us. Okay, so we will do this, and this triggers simultaneous activation of the magnetic and the electrical component of the 12 fire codes in the DNA. Okay, so we are going to actually begin. We began by doing the Akasha Maharic seal. So everyone, close your eyes. We're going to begin by activating the Duratic Phase 1 current, which is part A. We've already did the Akasha Maharic seal earlier. So just take a few deep breaths and then begin to just breathe naturally on your own. And just with your eyes closed, breathe slowly and deeply for several breaths. And as you're doing this, imagine or just visualize or intend a violet, a purple dot sphere on the center of the inside of your forehead. Make the color image as strong as you possibly can. If you can't perceive it yet with inner colors, just intend and imagine that violet purple dot sphere being there on the inside of your forehead. Breathe naturally on your own and move that violet dot sphere to the center of the brain in the area of your pineal gland. And then, as you're breathing naturally on your own, move the violet dot upward to your 7th crown chakra. And finally, move it out of your head to rest it on top of your skull at the entrance of your crown chakra. As your eyes are still closed, I want you to call to mind the pale silver Merkaba star, or visualize the Star of David, the six-pointed Star of David, which is the Merkaba star. And I want you to just gently visualize this pale silver Merkaba star spinning 12 inches below your feet within your D12 Maharic shield. Now, slowly inhale, drawing this pale silver six-pointed Hierophant symbol up through your central body current, up to meet the violet dot sphere at your seventh crown chakra at the top of your head. When that six-pointed Hierophant symbol merges with the violet dot, visualize that violet dot bursting into a 4-inch vertical pillar of violet silver light. And imagine or intend that violet silver pillar running down through the body into Earth's core, as well as connecting upward to your 14th chakra, positioned 3 feet above your head. This 4-inch vertical pillar activates what is known as the violet ray of transmutation. Now, move your attention to your 4th heart chakra and imagine a small green spherical crystal known as the green star stationed at the core of your 4th heart chakra. This is the green star crystal seal that controls release of the 4th dimensional frequency, also known as the phase 1 Doradic current, into your body. Take an inhale, drawing violet silver energy from the violet silver pillar into the green star. As you inhale, exhale, expanding the violet silver energy into the green star sphere. Repeat this 2 more times. Inhale, exhale breaths. As you inhale, exhale, you are drawing violet silver energy from the pillar and expanding it into the green star sphere. At the end of your last exhale, imagine that green star popping, turning into a spinning green and violet starburst of light as that violet silver pillar gently disappears. Spin the green violet starburst faster and faster until it becomes a ball of green violet light about the size of a grapefruit, spinning at the center of your heart chakra. The green violet ball is the storehouse for your phase 1 Doradic current, and it's called the Doradic sphere. Inhale and draw pale silver energy from your D12 Maharic shield, located 12 inches beneath your feet, up through your central vertical body current and into the center of the Doradic sphere, located at the core of your heart chakra, encasing the sphere in pale silver light. Next is part B, the awakening the Ka. With your eyes still closed, bring your attention back to the Doradic sphere at your 4th heart chakra center. Inhale pale silver energy up from Earth's core to fill and expand your Doradic sphere. Breathe slowly and deeply 2 to 3 times, inhaling and exhaling pale silver energy up from Earth's core and storing it into your Doradic sphere located at your heart center. Now, put the tips of your fingers together. So bring your hands together And I want you to feel the fuzziness of the energy flow. Now, next, take your fingertips to the tailbone. And I want you to inhale energy from your Maharic shield, located 12 inches below your feet, into the thoracic sphere. And as you exhale, push pale silver energy down to your fingertips and into your tailbone. Repeat this 2 or 3 times. So your fingertips are at your tailbone. And as you're inhaling and exhaling, you're pushing pale silver energy down to your fingertips and into your tailbone. Next, bring your attention to your second chakra, located at your sacral area. Feel or visualize or just know a double terminated quartz crystal. That means a crystal with a point at both ends is beginning to gently push out of the front of your second chakra, the sacral center. Focus your attention on this. Try to imagine and feel or intend that this crystal is pushing. Use your hands to help ease it forward and out. So you're going to intend and visualize that there is a small double terminated crystal in the third solar plexus chakra. This will release on its own because the currents have activated to do so, and help it out with your fingers as well. Now, in your heart chakra, imagine a little sphere of energy colored green, and bring this little green sphere more fully into focus with your mind's eye. And you will notice inside this little green sphere, you will notice a little black cube of energy inside it. Now, look more closely with your mind's eye and notice a smaller white cube inside the black cube of energy. Now, as you focus, just focus your intention on the two little cubes and watch them merge together. And as this happens, feel a ripple of vibration as they do so. And then notice a little puff of smoke as they both disappear. Now your body is activated to open the fourth and first crystal seals you are ready for. This is part C, the Emerald Awakening. Now, with your eyes still closed, you will open the green star crystal seal. So, keeping your awareness on the Doratic sphere, that is the green, violet, silver ball of energy at your fourth heart chakra. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, visualize and imagine pushing a cord of green, violet, silver, Doratic current down into the tailbone to the first cells of your creation at its very tip. Breathe easily and naturally. Take a moment. Visualize the first cell at the tip of your tailbone as a white silver sphere of energy. Now, within the white silver sphere, visualize a green sphere. And then visualize that inside that green sphere is a red sphere of energy. Now, bring your attention back to the sphere of green, violet, silver energy in your heart center. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, visualize, imagine, or intend sending a cord of green, violet, silver energy all the way down your central vertical column into the green sphere in the first cell at the tip of your tailbone. As you inhale, pull pale silver light from your personal Maharic shield, which is the platform disc 12 inches below your feet, up into your tailbone and into the green sphere. As you do this, visualize the green sphere pop into a starburst of pale green silver light. This has opened the Kundalini seal. Your white, silver, and red spheres remain as you left them earlier. Now we will work to open the red star crystal seal. Return your awareness now to that Doradic sphere at the center of your heart chakra. Inhale, and then on the exhale, push a cord of green, violet, silver Doradic current down to the first cell at the tip of the tailbone. Inhale and draw in pale silver energy from your personal Maharic shield, that platform disc positioned 12 inches below your feet. Inhale this pale silver energy up into your tailbone and into that red sphere, and then inside the white silver sphere. And as you draw the pale silver energy on each inhale into the red sphere, visualize the red sphere pop into a starburst of pale pink silver light. And for the next few breaths, inhale and exhale the pale pink silver light into the 12th chakra, in your 12th chakra, which is positioned 6 inches below your feet. You have now opened the Ki Rache seal. Now that the sacred flames of the Ki Rache can be activated. So this is part D, activating the Ki Rache. The Ki Rache frequencies appear as 3 little flames, which exist in the 12th chakra, positioned 6 inches below the feet. The flames are pale blue, pale yellow, and pale violet. Now, begin focusing deeply on your 12th chakra, positioned 6 inches below your feet, and the 3 little flames held there. Remember, one is pale blue, one is pale yellow, and the third is pale violet. Let's take a few moments to do this. And if you have difficulty visualizing this, just intend that they are there. Now, on the next inhale, draw the pale violet flame up from chakra 12 into your central vertical column, all the way up, out through the top of your head to your 10th chakra, which is stationed 6 inches above your crown chakra. Next, return your attention back down to your 12th chakra, which is 6 inches below your feet, and just allow yourself time to connect with that little pale yellow gold flame. Breathe easy and gently. And on the next inhale, draw the pale yellow gold flame up from chakra 12, all the way up, out through the top of your head to your 10th chakra, 6 inches above your crown chakra. Again, return your attention back down to 6 inches below your feet to your 12th chakra. And let's connect with the pale blue flame. This flame is the inner arc of the covenant, so take your time and breathe easy. When you've connected with this pale blue flame, on the next inhale, draw the pale blue flame up all the way out through your top of your head and store it 6 inches above your head to your 10th crown chakra. Now, visualize and intend or imagine the 3 little flames together within your 10th chakra, 6 inches above your crown chakra. And in a moment, we will create the Kirashe sphere. So breathe gently and easily. Next, inhale pale silver energy from your personal D12 Maharic shield, 1 foot below your feet, all the way up your central vertical column, up into your 10th chakra. Exhale gently and inhale more pale silver energy and exhale it up to the 10th chakra. And imagine the 3 little flames are enclosed within a sphere of pale silver light. Breathe gently and easily. Take a deep inhale, and on the next exhale, move the Kirashe sphere all the way down through your central vertical column, out through your 12th chakra, all the way down to your 13th chakra at Earth's core. And as the Kirashe sphere enters Earth core, I want you to listen for sound tones within your inner ear. These inner sound tones, listen for a moment. These tones represent the Amenti passkey, which opens your personal Grual point, which is the first cell in your tailbone, releasing the Kirashe flames into your morphogenetic field. Breathe easy and watch as the Kirashe flames rise up your Akasha Maharic pillar and emerge through your first cell, passing like radiating waves, pale blue, pale yellow, and pale violet. Feel as the waves of color move through you and bring your attention first four chakras: the base, the sacral, the solar plexus, and your heart. Visualize and imagine each chakra emanating a silver D12 Maharic sheath or oval energy pod completely surrounding each chakra. This completes the Emerald Awakening, which is the natural process by which we use the unified field physics to trigger our eternal life selves. And before we finish, we must first establish the link to the Amethyst Awakening, which is the process of activating and sheathing our higher chakras. So, we're going to end by activating what's known as the Ra Center. This is part E. To complete this session, we are now going to work with the 8th and 11th dimensional energies to open the Doradic phase 2 and 3 currents and activate the Turic phase 2 currents, which this is called activating the Ra Center in the thyroid, anchoring the rainbow bridge. So close your eyes. You're almost done. Begin by moving your attention to the area of your third eye. Focus your attention just inside your forehead. Breathe easily. Imagine, visualize, or intend a dark silver dot in the position that you're focused on in the area of your third eye. Take your time. If you can't visualize, just intend that there is a dark silver dot of sphere inside your forehead. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, move that dark silver dot into your pineal gland in the center of your head, and then straight up your crown chakra until that dark silver dot sits on top of your skull. On the next inhale, let's draw pale silver energy from your D12 personal Maharic shield, which is a foot below your feet, all the way up your central vertical current, and exhale it into that dark silver dot on top of your head. And as you do this, as the pale silver energy reaches and meets the dark silver dot, that dark silver dot pops into a silver starburst. Inhale, and on the next exhale, push that silver starburst all the way down to your tip of your tailbone, expanding that silver starburst fully into that first sail at the tip of your tailbone. Breathe easily and watch as the gold-silver current emerges from the tailbone and begins to flow up through each chakra. So begin to feel from the first chakra at the base of your spine, moving up through your sacral, through your solar plexus. Feel the gold and silver current all the way up to your heart chakra, your throat chakra, all the way up to your crown chakra. From the crown chakra, that gold and silver current continues upward and out the top of your head, up through your 10th chakra, 6 inches above your head, moves upward through your 11th chakra, 18 inches above your head, and finally the 14th chakra, 3 feet above your head. Once the gold and silver current reaches your 14th chakra, it immediately returns to your first chakra. The flow of the current creates a golden silver sheath through your central vertical channel. Bring your attention to your second chakra now. We're going to create a golden silver ball there in that seed seal at the center of your second chakra. Just imagine that your chakra is in a double vortex bow tie shape, and that the seed seal is at the center, at the narrow point in the middle. The golden silver ball is surrounding that bow tie or that narrow point. Take a deep inhale and move the golden silver ball up through your body to 2 inches below your navel. This is where your 9th silver star signal seal, or it's also known in Qigong as the Dantian. Exhale gently, allowing that ball to expand. On the next inhale, move the gold and silver ball up to your solar plexus and exhale gently. Inhale, and let's move that gold and silver ball up to your heart center. Exhale gently. Inhale, move that gold and silver current ball, and exhale forcefully, pushing that gold and silver current down each of your arms into your palms. Now, bring your fingertips together and feel the fuzziness, the buzzing of the Turk Phase 3 currents. You have now activated the Turk Phase 3 currents in your palms, and you are now able to transmit these currents into your thyroid gland to activate and anchor the rainbow bridge in others. So take the tips of your fingers, place it on your thyroid gland, and just feel what begins to happen in your thyroid gland. This is the end of the parts A, B, C, and D, and E. We are going to at least, we're going to end here. Next week, we will continue the flame body activations. Just take a moment. For those of you that really want to connect with your D12 avatar self, Close your eyes real quick. Place your attention at the center of your brain, inside your pineal gland. Imagine that you see a pale violet spark of energy and light. This is at the bottom of your seventh crown chakra, inside your head. Imagine that you are going to move this pale violet spark of light straight up to your 10th chakra, 6 inches above your head. And imagine that the 10th chakra is a disc of light blue, black sapphire. So at 6 inches above your head, there's a shield, if you will, of light blue, black sapphire. Now, visualize this light blue, black sapphire sphere take on a more of a violet hue, and try to really feel it there as a small horizontal disc. Take an inhale, and you will move this violet sapphire disc up to your 14th chakra, up to where that 24-point silver star is. Inhale and exhale, and begin to move that down through your 10th chakra, down through your crown, down your central vertical current, down through your personal Maharic shield, all the way down to your 13th chakra at Earth's core. Notice as you do this, a whole series of violet blue sparks begin to fly out from the planet's own Maharic shield, as if they were alive, as if electrical communication is taking place. And notice as this happens, the energy flowing up your Maharic pillar from Earth core reflects this change as violet blue energy flows slowly up towards you. And as this energy reaches about a foot below your feet, notice that it does something. As the planetary shield begins to transmit a shower of violet blue sparks, all communicating with each other about the mathematical instructions about what to do with your body, your chakras, and your crystal seals. Move your awareness to the pale silver skin, like a pale silver energy skin that's around your body. It's also known as your etheric body. And be aware too that your main central vertical current also brought this pale silver current cord up through to this etheric skin that's around you. So begin to sense this pale silver violet sapphire energy simultaneously infuse your etheric body, your etheric morphogenetic body. Take a few breaths and watch as these three colors flicker through you. And when they reach your heart chakra, feel them expand out and allow them to travel all the way up to your 14th chakra, 3 feet above your head, and expand through every chakra of your body. Really feel each chakra respond and interface with the spiraling burst of silver, violet, sapphire as it goes backward and forward, out and front of your chakras, front, back, left, and right. Feel your chakras. Feel the cells of your body. Feel the brain cells, the cells in your brain. Feel your brain patterns begin to respond. And this activates your DNA fire letters, setting the grid of frequencies necessary to activate the fire codes 7, 10, and 12 in your DNA template. Your own D12 avatar identity that's within you now will slowly release the Kundalini activation frequencies through which the amethyst awakening progressively unfolds within your DNA template and body. And when you're ready, I know it's been a long night. I want to thank everyone. I'm going to allow you to just go and do your own thing. I will make this recording available to everyone. I will have the PDF available to everyone. Take your time and enjoy these activations that you have done. I want to congratulate everyone for going through this first phase of activations for the flame bodies. And I bid you adieu. I bid you good night. And I will see you next week, same time, same link. And I will speak to you for some of you later. If not, I will speak to you next week.